Jeff.
Hey, Eric.
How are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Doing well, thank you. We have a really good podcast for everybody today. And
thank God.
You know what? I think there's some people out there who are like, hey, are you guys doing new material or are you just recycling old podcasts? Guys,
we're doing both.
Quarantine radio is every single day.
Yeah.
These are 3 phone calls to 3 people around the United States or the world beyond, and it's brand new conversations, all for you guys and a little bit for us and the people on the other end of the line.
It's just like the intros and the outros are all used.
Yeah, like, all used.
All used. We're giving it
right,
to the
right now.
This is we recorded this months ago.
2017.
Yeah, this is just all old stuff.
So
just dumping it out.
Today on the podcast, Jeff, we have
Joe Freshgoods, the designer
from Chicago,
and we also have Mandii B from Whoreible Decisions, the podcast.
She's up there in the Bronx.
We also have Mayor,
yes,
who is a shoe god,
yes,
and also just like an OG and a good friend,
a great dude,
yeah,
and he is down there in New Jersey. So Chicago, the Bronx, New Jersey.
We're all going through it. Quarantine radio. Let's go.
Jeff, let's dial up Joe Freshgoods.
Yes. Oh. Okay.
Joe, what's happening?
Shit, y'all 1 minute early. What the fuck?
Joe, listen, you're a father. This is a tough time to have kids at home, have kids understand things. How has this experience been for you and yours?
I mean, it's on one end, it's kind of cool because I travel so much and I work so much, so it's like certain moments of being around my daughter I don't get to experience. But now, the past 3 weeks, it's been like, mommy and daddy daycare. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, but no, it's been good, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a blessing. I think I really respect teachers now.
Oh my God!
Because I know how much they deal with.
Yeah, like so, what are your kids working on?
Well, the school sent like a curriculum, and so she's in first grade. So she's like has an art class, math class, art. So we just literally just go over everything. Right now she's going over this critical reading and like, it's just, yeah, man, it's a lot.
Is it really that critical? Like there are more important things out there right now.
Man, bro, some of this shit I don't even understand, bro. It's crazy.
So, Chicago now and Detroit are becoming hotspots for this thing. Has that, in the last couple of days, changed your mindset whatsoever? Or have you been like 3 weeks, every day is the same, you know what you're getting into?
Well, I've kind of always took this serious. I'm one of those guys that, like, watch the news, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, like, I've been paying attention to what's been going on in China for a while now, So, like, we've been, like, stocking up on waters and gloves and, like, hand sanitizer and all this shit. Honestly, for the damn near 2 months, I've been stocked up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just to be prepared and shit like that. So, yeah, it sucks because I'm such a busybody. Like this, I think for the past 15 years, I've been just like working, collab, project, traveling, project, deadlines, traveling. So, I mean, it's been kind of weird to just sit down like this. But overall, man, it's just like I'm just so glad that fucking All-Star Weekend didn't get fucking canceled.
Oh my God.
Because that's like, I worked so hard for that February, last month. So, and obviously everything I did was geared around people being around each other. Where people lined up, these parties and stuff. Financially, I had a really good February. So, I'm glad that happened. But yeah, Chicago, obviously it's a big city, so I knew it was coming.
And in terms of like your business, we've known you to be somebody who is doing things about a year in advance. And does that mean that now your inspiration is going to be a little darker? Is it going to be a little more moody in about a year from now?
Well, I think for me, I personally realized, like, I love my partnerships. I love my collaborations. But I think this taught me that I need to kind of scale back a little bit and focus on my own projects. Because, to be honest, I'm not really going to go into detail about what actually got canceled, but I had a lot of huge things that I was about to announce the next 3 months that's like dead now. And that, again, like, it's a little disheartening because, like, I worked hard on 2020. 2020 was about to be my, I feel like I've been having breakout years for the past 6 years. But, 2020 was about to be the year I, like, announced some crazy stuff. And, like, my whole formula is, like, pop-up shops and people lined up and, like, parties and doing events.
Yeah.
And, like, I didn't realize, like, goddamn, I mean, I do well. I do really well on the internet, but as far as, like, online sales or whatever. But if I can't have pop-up shops and I can't have people gathered up and just supporting, this fuck up my money, So, as far as design-wise, it's just like I've been working the past year on this year, so I'm kind of like at a standstill a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just kind of going back to my old days and just like working on Joe projects.
Yep.
And I'm not focusing on like collaborations as much. So it's been a bit of a struggle.
So considering that, and I think we've spoken to a lot of artists now who are trying to figure out what live touring events look like, what pop-up shops look like, what really touching the fans means moving forward. Is there a plan set for you now to really, and you're talking about like focusing more on you, but is this more on your website and more on like outreach through your website?
No, I mean, like, I look at my last like 4 big projects. It was like Joe Freshgoods X New Era, Joe Freshgoods X Snapple, Joe Freshgoods X New Balance,
which were all fire.
Yes, thank you. But like, I wouldn't be where I'm at now and having companies on me if I didn't do all the wild stuff I did that was just Joe back in the day. That was just like me ripping people off and me doing all this bootleg stuff or whatever. So
for sure.
Now it's just like I haven't figured out the formula because retail is in limbo. I mean, obviously, I've been trying to find ways to help small businesses in Chicago and like help out homies, but shit, I'm a small business.
No, for real.
I was like, wait a minute, I'm a small business. Like, who the fuck gonna help me? So, because I have a retail brick and mortar. I have 7 employees that's like out of work right now. I'm still trying to make sure they're good. It's a bit of a struggle. So I've been just trying to find innovative ways to, give back to the community, but also just make sure we're straight. Because one thing I realized, and obviously I think everybody's suffering from this, but like I've been trying to make it my duty. Obviously I'm tired of fucking cooking at the crib, but I've been trying to support. I'm trying to support like smaller, mom and pop restaurants.
Yeah.
Because we got to eat, but at the same time, you don't have to buy a shirt. You don't have to buy a hat. So, I've been feeling a little weird telling people, hey guys, my web store is still
totally
open
get
right
it.
now because
Totally get it.
I don't know if this is a time in life that people will want to shop. But at the same time, we're all in front of our computers. I'm at the stage now where the highlight of my day is getting mail. Oh shit, what box is this?
Yeah.
Like so, it's a bit of a struggle, but I think overall, I've been personally asking for a time in life where I can sit down and just like relax and just like working. God say, cool, I got you. Hold my beer. So,
yeah.
So.
Well, here's something that we've always appreciated about you as well, which is that like us, you started off self-sufficient. Like you were a one-stop shop. You were the one where the buck stops with you, right? Where like you want to get something done, you're going to get it done. It doesn't need major manufacturing. It doesn't need, partnerships. You can get it done yourself. And I think we found that as well in this time where it's like, okay, cool. We understand what the landscape's like. Now we have to adapt.
Yeah, exactly.
Are people still I'm sorry. Are people still buying from your store right now? Like, are you mailing shit out?
Yeah. So again, like I really, this moment made me realize, like, cause I'm good, like I'm financially good, but like I think this moment made me realize, like, hold up, I'm good off clothes. Like I see and I feel for so many of my peers just like losing their job and like, I didn't realize so many people live check to check and I. For me to do what I do in life and just like provide, gear and just like smiles on people's face with like pop-up shops and shit like that. Like I'm like, holy shit. Like I couldn't believe I'm so, self-sufficient off what I do, but like I'm still, cause people still shopping. My web store is not that packed right now because I just don't have that much stuff left to sell.
Right.
Yeah.
But, just to being super transparent, I never, as much as this sucked, like I never really, for the past 2 years, besides a big drop, those days where I have like $400 days online, I never paid attention to. Like I never not saying I didn't care, but like I care about the big drop days. Like, oh shit, I made an X amount of dollars.
Right.
Like now it's just like those $300 online days. I'm like, oh shit,
they matter. Awesome. Right.
I never really, not saying I don't appreciate people dollar, but I never really cared about. That's the wrong word to use. I never really paid attention to those small dollar days. But now I'm just intrigued that consumers are still shopping because they want to buy some cool stuff, and they want to. I keep getting emails from people like, "Yo, Joe, can you update your online store? I want to support you." I'm like, "Wow, they're making me feel a little bit better." And to be real with you, man, a lot of big stores are still dropping shit. Like the big brands haven't stopped, so it's like I don't know why I feel so bad when everybody's still like you haven't seen like Nike or Adidas or whoever. They online stores haven't stopped, so it's just like I feel bad because I'm so connected to the streets, and I want to make sure people are good and not having to worry about shopping. But at the end of the day, too, this is what I do for a living, so it's just like I have to, on like a
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, it's a weird.
I'm probably gonna do like an online drop every Friday. I think that's gonna be my new thing I do.
That's cool.
That's dope.
What fits are you getting off? Like, are you putting effort into what you're wearing every day, or is it just like you roll out of bed and that's what you wear all day?
Yeah, so what I've been doing is this is like I gotta protect my health, but my store has a new build out, and we have a cool dressing room that has like these illuminated lights and this cool bench. So what I do is sometimes once a week, because I've been locked up for 3 weeks damn near. People keep saying day 6, I'm on day like 19.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But what I do is I get fresh and I drive to my store. Take a fit pic in the mirror, and then I go back home and take my clothes off and put on my sweatpants.
Yo, thank you for letting us in the process. I feel like that's
yeah. Are you finding yourself in front of the TV a lot? Like obviously, like news can be like very encompassing, and you fall into I just want to watch a little bit more. Or do you separate yourself and put the phone down, put the TV off, and just like sort of fall back into yourself?
Yeah, what's your media diet?
Well, I've seen a report saying that streaming has went down.
Yeah. And
I can attest to that because I'm not listening. It seems like I would listen to more music when I'm driving or when I'm like in the office working. I haven't really been listening to that much music, which is weird because I would think that I would be during a time like this, but for some reason I'm not. But, I love documentaries. You know what I'm saying? My whole diet right now, media-wise, is like podcasts, fucking the news at 5 o'clock, and then like I just load up on documentaries every day. You know what I'm saying? I just watched that Chris Benoit shit. That was crazy the other day on Vice. But besides that, yeah, I mean, like I'm not a big TV watcher in general, but I've been like kind of find ways to like just kind of tune out and just. It's been hard for me to work. I would say that like as far as like. Be creative. I keep seeing these like people online say this is the best time for creatives to like shine and get these ideas out.
But also you don't
on paper, yes, but
you don't want to force it either,
Yeah, it's the world's going. There's some dream nightmare shit going on right now. So it's just like it's hard to create in chaos sometimes. So I've been trying. I have a few things that's not canceled that will hopefully that's coming out in like July, August, if we still get those months. So I have a few big projects that I'm still currently working on that I just like. It's just tough for me to pump out like ideas for right now because I'm just like, and the news can be like, I'm trying to tune out from watching so much news because it's just like, shit, it's a little depressing.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Well, when you got those phone calls, like canceling the big plans that you did have, some of the big plans that you did have, like what were those phone calls like? Were you understanding of it, or was it just like you tried to fight it a little bit? Like what was that like?
Well, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I'll just be honest about one thing. Just breaking news, but I was about to announce that like I had a really big collab with Lollapalooza.
Wow.
Which that's like
Hometown.
Chicago. That's like a big festival.
Yeah.
So I was doing something crazy with them, and I mean, on paper, that just has to get like I don't want to announce that it's getting canceled because I can't say that yet. I don't know, but I didn't realize that. I'm like, holy shit! Like people lined up for my stuff, and I love creating energy. I'm an energy guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? I like to touch the people and whatever. And a lot of those things I have planned this year, like I had something really, really, really big. I wish I could talk about it now. Really big for the city of Chicago in July. And I've been working so hard on it. It's like the coolest thing I've ever did, I think. And it's looking like that's going to get pushed back, not canceled, but pushed back. And it's just like, I didn't realize how much social gathering that a lot of my stuff is so focused on. So no, I'm not really sick. Like I said, like everything is understandable. I didn't realize. I'm not like salty because I get
no. I didn't want to put that across.
I think you're somebody who creates an experience, and now it's time to think of like what that term really means. You know?
Yeah. Exactly.
I want to know, 2 Chicago movies that are formative to me. I want to know which one is your favorite of these two, Ferris Bueller's Day Off or The Fugitive.
Wow.
Yo, that's crazy. I forgot The Fugitive was based in Chicago.
What?
Damn, I forgot that. No, I haven't
seen Chicago
The Fugitive since I was a shorty.
Yeah.
Jesus. I would just say pop culturally, probably Ferris Bueller.
Yeah.
Damn, you just reminded me. I'm gonna put that on my movie list.
It's on now too.
I haven't seen The Fugitive. Like, when did The Fugitive come out? Because I'm pretty sure I was a shorty.
Fugitive 93, something 93? Like that. Yeah. I feel like pop culturally, like we need Joe Freshgoods to do like, well, I don't know, like if you did a Detroit Red Wings thing, that'd be kind of fire. But I understand the whole like Detroit Chicago thing, so maybe not.
No, that's why. No. I mean, that's why.
Oh, for Ferris Bueller.
Ferris Bueller, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm doing a big thing with MLB. That's like, and they're I've been literally honestly, I've been spending this time the last few weeks just getting these hats approved because that's a huge process. So I do have a lot of stuff because since I'm so pop-up based and I don't do wholesale, I've been trying to do my variations of different teams. So I do have something crazy coming out with the Red Wings and the Tigers. So but no, Ferris Bueller, I mean, culturally, it's just so many things from that movie that's like from the car to like I think the house just sold like last year.
Dope.
That's just something that like if you know, and there's a lot of different things like as far as music and like sayings that just got birthed from that movie. So you know what I'm saying?
What Chicago movies are we like missing? Like what would you put up there instead of The Fugitive?
Honestly, I thought you were about to say Candyman. I think that's Chicago. That's why it's so crazy about the remake. They better get it right because Chicago. I mean, Candyman was based in like what project was that? Why the fuck am I having a brain freeze right now? It was I forgot the projects, but
man, horror movies are not our forte. Just for the record,
Yeah, so like they're doing a remake, obviously, it was based. Candyman was a big thing growing up because it was shots and like a lot of the scenes were based in the projects in the city. Cabrini Green. Cabrini Green is one of the most iconic project area big buildings in Chicago. So that was a huge thing that like I think that was the first time I'm like, oh shit, a movie connects back to my hometown. So I think when you think of Chicago movies, that's up there too. Candyman. Yeah.
Joe, have you been involved in any of these like Zooms or like like House Party or any of like the apps that have like
100 people in them?
Yeah, 1 million people getting together.
So yes, meetings. I have another footwear brand that I'm working with.
Mm-hmm.
That collab got pushed back. I have a big project that was supposed to come out in July. It got pushed back to December. So I've been taking a lot of meetings.
Yeah.
Via Zoom.
Because we were part of a friend's birthday party last night. She had it on Zoom, and there were
50 people there.
50 people invited.
That's crazy.
It was pretty wild.
Yeah, we wore suits just to like switch things up.
We're all adapting, man. Like it's so weird that like we're all adapting to this because I got hit up by a liquor brand a couple of days ago that was like, "Yo, we want to help push whatever you got going on a live stream." I'm like, "Wait, what type of? Wake me up from this dream. What the fuck is going on?"
It's crazy.
Like, but yeah, so man, it's wild out here now.
It really is. Well, listen, Joe, please be safe out there, especially as it gets more hot.
Yes, you guys too.
And love to you and yours. We'll be checking in, and we'll look forward to a Joe Freshgoods experience as you plan it, coming in the months and years ahead. All right.
Or even like Joe Freshgoods, live DJ set on Instagram Live.
That too. We're with it.
Well, you know what? I've been practicing. All right. I've been practicing. So that's the next move, man. I love you guys. Thank you guys for everything. Y'all be safe, okay?
All right, you too. Take care, Joe.
All right, take care.
All right, peace. All right, Jeff, let's get on the phone and dial up our friend Mandii B from Whoreible Decisions Podcast.
Yo.
Mandii, what's happening?
What's going on, guys? How are y'all?
How are you doing in these crazy times that we're like barely getting through?
So it's crazy. I actually just edited audio. I've been up editing early this morning. I had a call with my lawyer today. I mean, I'm still kind of being active. I ain't gonna hold you. I just be walking outside just to get some exercise. But even though I know I ain't supposed to, I'm dying inside.
Well, wait,
staying busy.
When you do go outside,
where are you going?
Do you see other people?
Oh, so I live in the Bronx, BX, blah. There's lines outside of the grocery markets. I'm not seeing that many people. Like yesterday, I was like, I'm sick of chicken. I'm sick of pasta. So I went to the fish market. And the one up over here in the Bronx, they actually gave out face masks.
Oh, wow.
And sanitize your hands before you were even allowed in. Now, I had gloves on.
Yeah.
So they didn't give me the hand sanitizer. But yeah, I mean, but even the Walgreens by me, they're pretty much letting you know there's no alcohol, there's no Tylenol, there's no toilet paper. So if you're coming in here for that, bitch, get your ass out of
line. What's your glove situation like? Are you wearing like dishwashing gloves or like winter gloves or actually like medical gloves?
I ain't even gonna hold you. The hair store was opened earlier this week. So I went to the hair store, and so I have a box of 100 vinyl gloves, which is like the type of gloves you would wear, I guess, when you dye your hair.
So
you are going to be ready until December.
How much did you pay for these gloves? Because like that's not easy to come up on.
No, and I was so shocked. And I had my nails done at the time, so I got larges. But they were $7.99 for a box of 100.
Wow.
I got lucky.
Oh wait, they gave you like an actual price. It wasn't just like, hey, you know, like they did.
It was,
yeah.
It's funny because you guys sound like my house with the sirens in the background. No, it was on there at $7.99. They didn't gouge the prices make them any higher, which was good. So yeah, and then I don't know if you guys follow Fat Kid Deals on Twitter. This isn't an ad, but they literally post often. So I just got a 6-pack of hand soap for $6.40.
Wow.
Well, Mandii, coming from Amazon.
What do you have way too much of at home right now, and what do you have like a big need for?
So I have way too much time. First off, way too much time on my hands, and I don't have enough dick. So there you go. So I've been living on my own for quite some time, and this is like I'm hitting up all my old roommates from the last decade, and I'm like, I really wish I had a roommate during this time. I don't know. I've been watching just a lot of TV. I don't really have too much of anything. I live by myself. I don't have kids. I don't have a pet. So I've honestly just been getting things as I feel like I need them. I literally went to Walgreens and spent $92 on like fucking bath scrub and face.
I really thought that you were going to say that you went to Walgreens and found some dick.
Yeah.
No, that would be nice, but the way New York is set up right now, I don't think I want any that comes from here. So I've also tried to fly some in, and apparently we're the epicenter. So when they get back to wherever they're coming from, they have to be like 2 weeks quarantine. So so one of my friends was planning on flying up because he misses me. And so he's like, we ain't got nothing else to do.
Like what?
Well, no, actually, no. We just listen.
Does he listen to this right now?
No, I hope not. He actually just found me. We haven't fucked in a decade, and he like misses me so much. He's like, well, I'll come up there. Like we have time now, and so I had to send him. And this is, I'm not sure if you guys have talked about this, but for anyone who visits New York or New Jersey, upon arrival back to their states, they are given a form. On this form, you have to put your occupation, where you will be residing when you get back, your flight number, all of this. And they pretty much are specifically for the state of Texas, and I know Florida.
Yeah, I know Florida. They have you have to self-quarantine for 2 weeks.
For 2 weeks. So he would be coming from Texas, and my friend sent me the deal with Texas. And with Texas is you fill out the same form, and if you're caught outside, like, you know, they're doing random traffic stops and stuff like that. If you're caught outside, you either risk $1,000 penalty or 180 days in jail.
Whoa.
Well, okay. That being said, would you say that your sex game is worth it?
You know, I ain't even gonna hold you. Hell yeah.
Mandii, do you have a thermometer? You're gonna test their temperature when they show up?
So I figured as soon as he comes in, he would just need to take a shower and wash his hands. Listen, I know this is awful, like, things to be putting out into the public, but we all have needs. We're in a crisis, and I don't think I want to go out in a drought. Your
crisis is that you don't have your Texas dick.
You know, but any dick. Honestly, I was about to make a road trip 3.5 hours up to Boston. I mean,
Boston.
It's really, listen, just because.
How desperate are you?
Wait. Mandii, do you own a car?
So no, I was gonna have to rent a car.
You were gonna.
Yeah. By the way, all of this is bad. Like, somehow you're gonna get sick, and like the guy's gonna be fine.
Yo, how do you make sure that a car is straight?
You know, I was gonna bring my wife's because. So here's the thing, and it's funny because I guess nobody was up to the fundamentals, the fundamentals of hygiene prior to this, because I had disinfectant wipes, hand soap. I had all of these things already in my house. So when I'm going to the store and they're all out, I'm just like, so were you guys never buying them to begin with? I'm a little bit confused.
Wait, let's get into who you were before the coronavirus. When you took a flight, were you packing?
Were you Naomi Campbell, or were you like literally anybody else?
Were you taking the Lysols? Were you wiping down like the seat and the tray and the screen?
I ain't even gonna hold you. I was not Naomi Campbell. I was traveling, I think, like the average person. I mean, even when I rent a car, we live in New York, so I'm not the person who carried, wipes to disinfect the train. I'm still a very avid MTA user.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess in my everyday life, I think it's crazy because I think in New York we're susceptible to just more germs just because we're around all these people and we do take public trans.
Right.
No, before the coronavirus, it wasn't even a thought. It's funny because I just read something LeBron James just said he'll never give anybody else a high five, and I just thought that was quite funny that we're thinking to that extreme.
But also, it's not going to happen. Like, we're going to get back to, regular behavior, I think, at a certain point.
Nope.
You don't think so?
I think that we will not return back to life as we knew it.
No, sure. There is a new normal.
And it's crazy because I don't even know how long it's going to take for us to feel like it's a normal. And unfortunately, people like you and I and other creatives and a lot of other guests that you guys have had on the quarantine podcast and radio is that we're kind of creatives. So we kind of have made our own strides, for the last couple months or years. And the people that are missing out on checks and live check to check, and they're not going to recoup as fast as maybe you and I will.
Oh, for sure. And I think, listen, it's a weird thing to prioritize work now. For me, it feels weird. I'm like watching the news and I'm just like, oh, should I send this email about this deal? And should we move forward on this or whatever? But at the end of the day, you have to live and you have to move forward day to day. So, but we have thought too of obviously we were like, okay, this is a guest-based podcast. We weren't going to have people come over, so how do you maneuver? And that's where we are now. It's like, cool, that's the landscape. How do you adapt and adjust?
I actually, so we recorded remotely for the first time yesterday.
How was that?
And I love teaching and doing not teaching. I'm lying. I have no patience for that. But I self-teach myself a lot of things, and so it went really well. I actually just edited the episode, and it sounds like we are all in the same room.
Awesome.
I have a setup to where I have everyone use their own microphone. So right now, we're actually not recording with anyone that doesn't have a microphone at home.
Yeah.
And so we're going about our guests that way. I actually just had an hour call with my lawyer. So I'm still going about things as normal. We have a lot of deals, unfortunately, that are right now on the, just kind of cold right now.
Yeah.
And And then we actually canceled 4 shows that we had scheduled and 2 that we were about to announce. So we've postponed about 6 of our shows. So as a dent financially, it's like, fuck, I'm not seeing that money I thought I was.
Right.
And I'm also starting a trucking business. So I've had to put that on the back end.
Trucking?
So I'm buying an 18-wheeler. That's going to be my first investment.
What? Whoa.
Yeah.
Is this like Bang Bus, but it's like Bang Truck?
Oh my God. No, I'm actually going through like the actual real, like, so through a broker. I don't know if I would be delivering Amazon or construction materials or a government contract. It depends kind of what I get through my brokerage and the routes. But no, I was about to buy an 18-wheeler and put that thing on the road cross country. So
wow.
So you have to hire a person to drive this truck.
Yes.
Wait,
yes.
Did you
Do
figure
you have
out
somebody in mind, or are you just like, that's coming later?
My mom used to actually date truck drivers, and a good friend of mine, his sister, has been a truck driver.
Wow.
So I had 2 options just to start my truck. And yeah, by the end of the year, I wanted 2 trucks. I had all of these plans, and unfortunately, like, everything has been kind of just canceled. I just canceled a trip to Hawaii I was supposed to go to in 2 weeks. It just sucks. It sucks, but I'm also grateful. I mean, I bartended for 7 years, so I can only imagine how the food and beverage people feel.
Oh my God.
I worked with no type of benefits and was an hourly employee for quite some time. So, I mean, I get it. I couldn't imagine.
Yeah.
I just couldn't imagine.
So trucking business sounds incredible and super smart. Would you have a name for your truck? Is that something that you've thought about, or is this just sort of like down the road?
FCP National Trucking. It is already incorporated. Thank you very much.
Shout out to you. No. But I mean specifically, would you name the vehicle?
It depends what color. So, and it's funny that you bring this up because you're definitely making me get in my nerd bag. I'm super into sci-fi, comic book movies, and all of those things. So I've been watching all types of, specifically sci-fi and AI and alien and zombie type shit lately. So it depends of the color. Of course, Bumblebee was yellow.
Yeah.
It depends. It depends. I did name my car. My very first car was an 02 Hyundai Sonata, and it was my Batmobile. It was all black inside, black outside.
Yep.
Tinted windows. So yeah, I'll definitely have a name for my truck for sure.
We grew up. A good friend of ours from home was named Tiffany, and her first car was a Ford Explorer, and she named it
Dora
the Explorer.
So that is really cute.
Yeah, that's really good.
That is really cute. I mean, I know people name their cars, and I mean, people name their vagina and penises too.
Sure.
So my friend names her vagina Garfield.
Does it hate lasagna?
I know.
like the cat.
Does it take Fridays off?
I'm not sure of the rules that she stipulates for Garfield, but
is it lazy?
Yeah.
Actually, it is quite lazy. Listen.
Does it kick a bitch off the table?
How are you guys? I guess you guys have had a lot of these conversations, but how are you guys holding up over there?
I would say pretty good. I think that like once the general shock of sitting inside goes away, and like the fear of just like, when you're going to the grocery store and things are not there, and you sort of like we had a routine, we had to shift to this new routine, and so I think that like we've gotten to a pretty good place where we both feel comfortable within this.
Listen, I mean, the truth is that it's not so different from our life before in terms of like we live at home, we work at home.
Yeah.
So that hasn't been a big change, but I think once you turn on CNN, once you look at Twitter.
That, like, the world outside is terrifying right now.
Wait, are you guys lying to your audience?
No.
Hold on. And I'm saying this because y'all are some mixy ass. Every time I'm out, So wait, because I'm like, y'all are like, we work at home, we live at home, we stay at home.
Yeah.
No, you guys do not stay at home.
No. I mean, we live at home and we work from home. You're talking about that we go to events. Got you.
Socially, y'all are out. Are you guys feeling And look, y'all are over there blowing up. Y'all are important.
By the way, it's potential spam.
Oh yeah, you just gotta ignore that. Like the at-risk calls, you just gotta ignore. Although they've slowed down much. I guess I wanted to ask you: do you guys miss going out? Like we did a lot of events.
Right.
You guys don't drink, but like there's just a lot of mixy things to do in New York. Are you guys missing that at all?
I guess on a certain level, I do miss seeing people.
I miss seeing people.
Calling people, at least 3 people for this program a day has been super helpful in like maintaining human contact in a certain way. But seeing people and like dapping people up, I do miss that.
But that's the thing. Like I think that handshakes and all that stuff is going to come back. Like not every germ is a super virus like this one.
Right.
And so like I don't fear handshakes. I'm still not going to go on planes and like wipe everything down. Like I just don't have that fear, I don't think.
I might. I don't know.
Because like I still grab the grocery store baskets and stuff like that, like with my bare hands.
And
like
then
I'm not
come back and wash the shit out of my hands.
Yeah.
In real life, I mean, AIDS was a super disease, and everyone's still having sex. So I think that's kind of a way we can look at it. I know we had, what was it?
But the way that we adapted was to use condoms, right? And like so.
Oh, people are using them.
Yeah, but you also have conversations.
I'm looked at like I'm foreign when I suggest those. So I would hope that more people are using those. However, that's been quite the conversation that we've had on my podcast. I mean, to stay busy, I created, just like you guys, kind of like a daily pod. I would say bi-daily. Yeah. Just because sometimes I'll go every other day.
Yeah.
But since last week, I have a podcast called Dorona Report, and I've been kind of Dorona Report. But I've been recording as well, just with people remotely. I've been doing a lot of just solo monologues as far as me just saying my thoughts. And again, because I am so into sci-fi, I'm just thinking of all of the alternative realities that I don't want to happen, like Handmaid's Tale. And, like I definitely don't want that to be our society. But it's alarming. I know the gun rate registrations have gone up.
Went way up, yeah.
Not in New York, unfortunately, because we really can't get them legally. But I was talking to my mom in Florida, and she said last year there were 3,000 new registrations for guns. And she said since 2020, specifically, and since this pandemic, there's been 13,000 new registration applications. So, I mean, it's going to get, I think that we're all dying, and we're only really a week and a half into quarantine. So I think that it is going to get worse before it gets better. I really just hope we get a fucking Memorial Day weekend, for real. This is going to be the best summer.
Your Memorial Day weekend might very well be doing like a Zoom with all of your friends and having some beach in the background.
No, I think it's going to be on the fuck truck.
Well, I was about to say, don't say that, because it's actually supposed to be in Jamaica during Mocha Fest.
Oh my God.
So I'm actually hoping to still be able to attend Jamaica. That's my most upcoming trip currently that I have booked in my Delta account. I just literally canceled about 10 trips. We had to cancel the rest of our tour.
Yeah.
And then I had Houston in there. I was going to check out The Reed. They were also on tour. They just postponed the rest of their tour. I know Joe Budden just postponed the rest of his tour.
Yeah.
And I guess for us creatives, although maybe we're not viewed as artists, I think it's lucky that we're still able to put out content, but a lot of us do make money on the road and being out. So that's kind of been a bummer, I guess.
That's
a
real thing. Yeah. And dating. we gotta switch up expectations and figure out, what the new thing is. And listen, I went to your live show that you did in New York at Sony Hall, and you guys killed it. It was packed out, and the energy was insane. And I really, really hope that we can get back to a place like that very soon. Mandii, we'll be checking in with you. Stay safe up there. Keep those gloves on and say hi to the.
I'm trying. And thank you guys for having me again. I hope that your listeners appreciate me. And hold on, let me drop my spiel. If you guys are looking for any more content, I have a sex podcast. If you guys couldn't figure it out by all of my sexual notes, but you guys can catch me every Monday. It's Whoreible Decisions Podcast, and you type in whore, we pop up. That's WHORE. And also that's everywhere you listen to podcasts, as well as Dorona Report. That's DARONA. It wouldn't be right if, as a nigga, I didn't change the name. So it's the Rona Report. And again, we're just talking about kind of the same thing you guys are, just kind of how this is affecting our day-to-day lives. And catch me everywhere on social media at Full Court Pumps. Jeff and Eric, thank you guys so much for having me.
Mandii, we love you. Take care of yourself. Stay inside, all right?
Oh, I will. Thank you, guys.
All right, take care.
Love
Bye.
you.
Jeff, let's get our friend Mayor on the phone. Mayor!
Yo.
Mayor, let's take it back to the beginning of this whole coronavirus run that the country has been on. You had to go pick up your mom from where?
This is a cannonball run that we went on. Actually, not my mother. It was my mentor.
Got it.
My mentor and his wife, so the guy that, pretty much helped me mold my life after, I came out of jail and all that when I was 30. I've been with him for years, but he's big. He's the father I never had.
Got it.
My father and the whole joints. He's 82 years old and his wife is 81 respectively. And they live in Miami in the winter and they were scared to fly back home.
Yeah.
So when he called me and told me that, I ain't even blinked twice. And I said, yo, I'm going to leave tomorrow morning and pick y'all up and come get y'all. He was like, no. I said, I'm going to come get y'all. So I drove to Miami, 17 and a half hours nonstop, just bathroom and gas breaks.
You got snacks in the car or what?
A whole lot of white cheddar popcorn and chocolate. That made the whole trip for me.
How did you sanitize?
Jeff, I'm not speaking.
Okay, yeah.
Jeff,
Hi,
I don't
Mayor.
like you. I'm not talking to you, Jeff. Go ahead, Eric. Ask the question.
How did you sanitize bathrooms and stuff like that? Like, were you worried about going into any of those places?
Right. So now what I did was I actually have sanitizer in the house and I had gloves. So when you're an old guy like me and you use Beijing to dye your beard, you keep gloves. So I have like 350 pack of gloves in my bathroom. So I grabbed some gloves. I didn't have no mask, but I have a Louis Vuitton Supreme bandana that I wore around my face. Right? So
yeah.
That's the Mayor way, right?
That's
so
right. That's exactly right.
Of course, right?
So 17 and a half hours down there.
17 and a half hours. I broke a record going down there. It's normally a 20-hour drive.
And then
I didn't stop.
And
was there anybody else on the roads?
Surprisingly, going down there, I averaged about 85 to 93 miles an hour, because I was doing a breakdown on the math when I got there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm, on the miles, and I'm like, holy shit, I did between 84 and 93 miles an hour. There was no cops on the road, no nothing going down.
Wow. And then right back up to New York?
So, well, no, what happened? So they're older. So I spent the night in Miami.
Yeah.
And then we woke up the next morning and we drove to South Carolina. We Googled a brand new hotel in South Carolina. We stood there for the night. Then we woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning the next day and finished the rest of the 9-hour drive.
Wow. So you came back and you set up shop in your house and
came home, set up camp in my house.
And were you prepared for all of this? Did you have enough stuff at home, or was this like get on the computer and order everything?
The day before I went down, I went and bought waters from the beer and soda wholesale. I was actually on Instagram Live that day stocking up.
To be fair, you're always on Instagram Live.
I can't stand you, bro. I really can't. But yeah, so I stocked up a little bit before, and then I never get in panic mode because I've never been that kind of person.
Right.
But what I do have though, I'm an abundance kind of guy.
Yeah.
I already had like 20 rolls of toilet paper in my house because whenever I go to Costco's, I grab the same shit whether I run out or not.
Right.
So I had that stuff. Luckily, I had gloves. Waters and stuff I was able to get from my mentor, from my mother, my daughter. I did all of that. The one thing that I did do was when Target was still open late at night and everybody started going crazy. The day they shut the NBA down.
Yeah.
Was the day that that was before I left. That was like 2 days before I left. When they shut the NBA down, that night I went to Costco's at about 10:30 at night. Not in the Costco's, Target, because they closed at 11 in Jersey.
Yeah.
So they closed at 11 o'clock. I went like 10:30 at night. I racked up for my daughter and my grandson. So I think about my grandson. I think about them being in the house. I bought all them frozen chicken cutlets.
Yeah.
I bought ground beef. I bought mad mac and cheese for him. So all the nasty shit the kids eat, just to make sure. So I did it for them so they wouldn't have to leave. Me, I knew I'll figure it out.
Yeah. Mayor, you're someone who, like you said, you're not out here worrying, you're not panicking, but you're also you have a heart.
Listening.
You have a heart.
I'm listening.
You're empathetic. Does your heart hurt at what the world is going through and what the future might hold?
yeah, it's a little bugged out. I got, again, with me having you guys know me very well. And, a lot of people, that follow you and watch you, they know who I am as well. Like, you always experience crazy things. And sometimes even with the love and the empathy you have for certain things and everything, shit comes out. I was in a supermarket one night and, I learned to go to the supermarket at night because they restock.
Yeah.
I got to the supermarket one day. They was putting out these no-name brand paper towels and toilet paper. And I watched a little Asian lady and a little white lady waiting for the stuff. And then one guy grabbed like 5-6 packs of paper towels and walked away. And there was only one roll of paper towels left, like 1 5-pack or 6-pack, whatever. And I was going to grab it. And I didn't grab it. I threw it back to the ground. And I followed the guy and I tapped him on the shoulder dumb hard. You know how I do. Like, I tapped him dumb.
Yeah.
Like, yo, my man, you really want all those paper towels? And he turned back around and looked at me like I was fucking crazy. And I said it one more time. I said, yo, my man, do you really want all those paper towels? And he seen I was looking right through him.
Yeah.
And in my mind, I'm like the equalizer too. So I already envisioned me slapping the shit out of him, the police coming, and the police not locking me up because of what he did. So I'm staring at him, and then he looked at me and he was like, nah, I don't want all of these. I was like, that's the smartest shit you ever said in your life. So with that said, I grabbed 2 of them out of his shopping cart, and I gave one to the little Asian lady and the other one to the little white lady.
Wow.
That's really nice.
That is really nice.
I proceeded to keep it moving. But that shit, like, it doesn't change in the time. So the love was there, but with I wanted to fuck homeboy up. Like, even after I took the shit out of his cart, I wanted to slap the shit out of him.
Yeah, man.
But I couldn't bring myself to do it. But I was happy that the people got their shit. Then I got myself a bunch of ramen noodles that was left.
You're somebody who relationships matter so much to you, because you're. But I want to know, like, how much are you checking in with, like, your friends? Like, are you a needy type of friend where you're like, you need that attention? Like, I feel like I'm that sort of person where I need to check in on people because I want to have that sort of interaction. Like, are you checking in with Fat Joe? Are you checking in with whoever else?
I didn't know you had friends.
You're my only friend.
Steph, I didn't know you had friends. Steph,
I always call you and then I get ignored.
Yeah. This brotherhood. I had no clue you had friends.
Yeah.
No, I check in with everybody. I speak to Joe once a day. I speak to people in the hood once a day. I speak to my moms. I got some fake friends out the woodwork that already let me know that they're not working. Wow. I got those. Yo, just so you know, my job ain't okay. Yeah, and I haven't spoken to you in 17 months.
Yeah.
I definitely have a couple of those already, which I'm not ashamed to tell them, yo, go fuck yourself. Like, I'm not ashamed.
Yeah.
But, I have that, but I have friends that I check on all the time. I'm not a needy person because, again, I'm always on my social media playing around.
Yeah.
The greatest advantage I have right now is I have a gym in my basement.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, what does routine mean to your life right now?
I'm the only person at home secluded that's still losing weight. Everybody else done told me they gained 5-6 pounds already. Like, I'm still down 31 pounds, bro. Like, I'm still going.
Congratulations.
So that's the good thing. I work out in the daytime, except for today because you guys told me you were calling me and fucked up my workout today. No, I'm kidding.
I appreciate that. Get fat. Get happy.
I've been working out. I've been working out once a day, sometimes twice a day, and I just chill in the house. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. If I run out of water, I go buy water. If my mother calls me and tells me she needs supplies, I'm going to buy them.
And she does. And she does call you.
Oh, she calls me. That's a whole number. We don't want to get into those arguments with me and my mother. We'll save that for the day I come sit down with you.
Yeah, there we go.
She's fucking crazy. No, she's nuts. She's nuts.
I do like how you said that you've been bored in the house, to us. How are you occupying your time when you're not laying around?
Let me tell you what I do. I'm going to give you 2 funny stories.
Yeah.
Right? So the other day, I was so miserable out of my mind. And Fat Joe FaceTimed me in the morning.
Is that why you were miserable?
No. Well, that's no. He FaceTimed me last night at 2 o'clock in the morning. That's a whole other topic. Right? I'm like, what the fuck? Like, let me sleep. Between him and Crime by Design, I was on the phone until 5 o'clock in the morning. You know what I'm saying? So, this got to stop. Right? So I FaceTime and Joe, and I'm like, yo, I got to go. He's like, what happened? I said, the FedEx guy's here. I seen the FedEx guy on my cameras dropping off a package. Yo, no bullshit. I was so miserable that I got dressed to answer the front door. No, I got dressed to answer the front door. I put on sweatpants, sweatshirt, and I put my watch on my wrist.
Oh, my God.
To go answer the door.
Because the FedEx guy got to know what time it is, The
FedEx guy had a package. I didn't even wait for him to. I let him leave it. I told him to leave it, and then,
you didn't even interact with him?
No. I just got dressed for no reason. then I started to get undressed, and then I wound up getting on Jadakiss's Instagram Live. So I got dressed again.
Yeah.
I got dressed again.
Did you put the watch on again?
I put the watch on again.
Yeah.
Jada was laughing at him for having the watch on.
Really?
Yeah, that was legendary. Because him and Mandii B were on before me, and they was just talking about how they're not wearing no jewelry or no nothing. I'm like, fuck both of y'all. I'm getting dressed.
Yo.
This is a moment for me.
Yeah.
and lately I've been getting dressed to go to Club Quarantine.
Oh, to go to
D-Nice.
DJ D-Nice,
I get dressed and dance around the living room to D-Nice's Club Quarantine.
Do you wear a big hat?
No, I don't wear a big hat. Those
You're
hats
lost.
are ridiculous. I know D-Nice for 100 years. Those hats are fucking ridiculous. But yeah, love you, D-Nice. Them shits are ridiculous. Yeah.
I think that what's really cool about D-Nice's moment right now is that he has put in the work, and I think that like we were in Club Quarantine when there were like less than 5,000 people in there, right? And there were
you're making us sound cool.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah,
I was one of the first 200 when I was getting shout outs. Now I don't get shout outs. No. I feel bad.
But I love the fact that
I actually sent money to his Cash App.
That's
Wait, but did you send money to the Cash App to get shouted out?
No, are you kidding me?
Sounds like it.
Angie Martinez brainwashed me. She put up a post and was like, "Everybody tipped the DJ." And my dumbass ran and did whatever. I did whatever the voice of New York said.
That's right. Yeah. Wait, Mayor. Years ago, when let's say like the late 90s, early 2000s, when you're running around from club to club, would you ever pay a DJ in physical cash to shout you out?
I'll beat the DJ up if they don't shout me. Let alone pay the motherfucker. You out of your rabbit ass mind. Ask me how many DJs I beat up for not recognizing me when I walked in the door.
Oh my God.
Now I have to ask, how many DJs have you beaten up?
I'm kidding. Yeah. I'm a nice guy. I'm an old man.
I'm gonna put the over under at like 12.
30.
I take the over.
Yeah. But I love that D-Nice is getting this moment, and but the really cool thing about being in the room before it like blew up to be a huge thing was that it was not just like people, playing each role, being like, yo, meet me at the bar, or like get me a bottle, or like I'm stuck at the door, or whatever it was, but also just saying hey to each other, So it was a lot of people from behind the scenes in the industry, very New York thing where people were just like, oh my God, this person, just like saying what's up. And that just felt, especially in that first week of quarantine, that it's a little connection that you can make through your phone that felt
That was so fly.
Unreal,
the first or second day, Bum B was like, yo, Mayor, what you wearing to the club? What watch you got on your wrist? And Plug One was like, yo, what sneakers you got on? You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting there answering the back. Yo, I got these on. I was really dressed. I was really telling them what I had on. Because unbeknownst to them, I was really dressed.
Yeah.
But I think like what's nice about Club Quarantine and a bunch of these other like rooms is that like having to take a step back sort of reminds you how much like you should cherish actual human experiences.
Yeah.
Like going out to the club, I've never been as happy as like one of those first times going to Club Quarantine. I don't think just because you're so starved.
It's so it was so natural and organic, and D is a natural organic person, and he said it since he was a kid. The TR-808 is coming.
Yeah.
He's here now.
Yeah.
Man, this shit is fly. He got 1.5 million followers in like 5 days. Like, the shit is lit. Like, I'm happy for him. It's dope.
Well deserved.
The last message I sent him, I said, yo, don't get Hollywood on me. You better answer your phone.
And now he doesn't.
No, he doesn't. It's just like you. Yeah, he doesn't. The shit was fly. The shit was dope. And then we had a Timberland and Swiss Beats the other day.
Crazy.
Yeah, that was great.
Love that.
You know what I realized? We used to talk about all the Instagram chicks. We are all Instagram thoughts right now.
Oh, now what?
Let me tell you something. The other day, I'm on Instagram Live, and we on Swizz and Timberland shit, and I'm talking to like 5 people. I know they on there. Joe is on there. Some of my other people is on there. And then their shit goes blank, and we jump to 50 Cent shit. Yeah. And we both on 50 Cent shit. I hit Joe. I said, yo, we are all internet dots. We can never talk about these chicks ever again in life.
Well, I just feel like a bird every time I comment because I'm like clearly just looking for a shout out.
Yo, we just all know that it's amazing that we all have no lives for real.
No,
Yeah.
When it all boils down to it, we have no lives for real.
these are our lives right now. Yeah.
This shit is hysterical. So this shit is dope to see everybody in there. And I think Lenny S, when it's all said and done, Lenny S is going to come back as a club hype man.
Oh my God, Lenny's the best. Lenny's been
S is the
killing it.
Yo, I think I'm waiting for Michelle Obama to shout him out. That's all I'm waiting
Hell
for.
yeah. Mayor, you're very, very great friends with Fat Joe, as everybody knows. And Joe, as everybody knows, is the best storyteller. He can talk your ear off for years and years and years. Do you think now that since he's like, quarantined like the rest of us and Instagram is his only outlet, that he is just like sort of like pulling, his proverbial hairs out?
It's actually, he's bugging. So me and him speak every night, right? So his Corona vision that he's doing now at 8:00 every day is fire.
Yeah.
So I'm like, so you only guy in the world that can go from Amber Rose one day talking about how she used to go up 12 flights of stairs with fucking with duffel bags of singles in the projects. Yeah. And then the next day have Andrew Yang on talking about, I used to dance to Public Enemy.
Pretty amazing.
And the fly shit is, I asked him last night, I said, at that 2:00 in the morning fucking text, FaceTime that he hit me with, like, hey, Crime Design, I'll call you back. Fat Joe's calling me. I'm like, how the fuck did you get Andrew Yang? And he's like, bro, they hit me.
Wow. I
said, get the fuck out of here. Like, they hit me.
So he's like winning. He's in good spirits.
He's winning. He's like, I'm gonna get a show out of it. Like, he's getting a show. He's gonna get a show out of this. There's no way in the world he's not gonna get a show out of this.
That's dope.
Joe's gonna get some kind of rapper political show behind this shit. Because he really loves politics. And
Our mom hits us up every single time he's on MSNBC.
Yeah, she hits us and she's just like, Fat Joe. And we're like, yep, yeah.
Oh, everybody. It's funny. My mentor does the same thing because I think my mentor has a fascination with Rachel Maddow and Ari Melber. And every time Joe is on with Ari, like my mentor is like, turn on the TV. Big Joe is there. I'm like, Fat Joe.
Mayor,
like, Big Joe.
Do you allow yourself to sleep in on weekends?
You know what's crazy? So the weekends are good for me. Especially Sundays are great for me because I don't leave the house on Sundays.
Right.
I try not to leave the house on Sundays. Unless I have to buy food or my mother needs something on a regular basis.
Yeah.
So Sundays are chill for me. I'm cool with Sundays. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love it. Well, so I was able to get through this Sunday with no problem. And the weekend was cool this weekend, but yeah.
And in terms of like your Netflix intake or your Hulu or Amazon or whatever it is, what exactly is like helping you pass the time?
I'm looking for the next television. Somebody created a new television station.
Oh.
No, I'm actually very happy that I woke up to a 7:00 in the 8. I actually woke up at 8:30 today. I went to bed at 5 in the morning. Woke up at 8:30.
Yeah.
I woke up to the greatest email in the world today.
That Ozark is back?
Ozark season 3. Baby.
There we go.
So once you boring motherfuckers get me on the phone, it's me and Jason Bateman for the next 10 hours.
Yo, so you're all caught up. You're ready to go, and you've been waiting.
Yeah, I was mad at Netflix. I'm like, during this pandemic, can you at least push up the fucking show?
Yeah. You
should have started this shit last week. I was so desperate, I almost turned on Tiger King yesterday.
No,
what?
Yo, listen.
Yo, that is so good.
It's such a good documentary.
So many mixed reviews. I'm scared to turn
mixed
it on.
Reviews.
Wait, who is giving it a bad review?
All the dummies on my Instagram live.
No, listen.
This shit is whack.
Mayor. Number one, you have to watch it because it's just like entertaining. Number two, it's so fucked up it's hard to even like wrap your head around. But number
people
3,
tell me I'm gonna laugh and cry all at the same time, and people don't realize me. I'll shoot my television if I get sad.
Wait, Mayor, you've been to a lot of places. You know a lot of people. Don't even name them. Tell me about an experience that you've had where you've been to someone's home and you've seen an exotic animal there.
Shit, I mean, when I go to Dubai, my friend's got fucking my friend got a 400 animal zoo in his backyard. I got video footage of me playing with tigers named Kylie and Kendall.
Yo, but why do you put yourself in that position? I would be like standing away from it, being like, cool, got it, not messing with it.
No. I got video footage of the monkey sitting on top of my head and me feeding the monkeys. That shit is amazing, bro. I fed a liger.
No. From your hands?
Video footage. No, he was behind the cage. I'm not going to say him in front. The other ones weren't. The other tigers were in front of me playing with me. Like eating chicken off my knee and not taking my knee with it.
Are they like tranquilized?
No. There's a pet master on the premises. It costs $3 million a year just to maintain.
I bet.
Yo, you have to see this documentary.
Wait, did you think that maybe your hand would be like eaten?
Yo, my man, I fed a liger, and then he growled, and the shit sound like the Mercedes Benz.
Yeah.
Sound just like that. And then I got another piece of footage where I got Pusha T practically running away from a giraffe.
Oh yeah,
you told us
about that one. Yeah,
I gotta show you that shit. It's the funniest shit in the world. I haven't told him that. If he ever, that's my brother.
Yeah.
If he ever pissed me off, I got him.
I don't want to name names, but
he had the Drake story. I got the Pusha T.
Oh my
story.
god!
I heard that somebody in that camp did not know that giraffes were real.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Yeah, pretty much.
Listen.
We're gonna keep that quiet.
We're gonna keep it quiet, but I
that
heard
was worse than Cameron with the that's worse with Cameron with the dinosaurs.
Mayor, you have to tear through Ozark, and then after that, you have to promise us that you'll watch Tiger King. It gets insane.
I'm gonna watch Tiger King.
There you go.
I don't like it, I'm gonna hit Jeff harder than
Yo, just shoot me through the TV.
Mayor,
Yes.
Listen, we love you. Take care of yourself. Stay indoors as much as you can. Keep being healthy and keep looking after your people because that means a lot. Even us, we appreciate you when you're checking in.
I always check up on y'all. You know that. So
we do. We appreciate
Listen,
you.
Everybody wash your hands.
That's right.
Wash your hands more than you wash your ass because a lot of y'all ain't used to washing your ass. So wash your hands more than you wash your ass.
Wise words from our friend Mayor. We appreciate you. We'll talk to you soon, all right?
Love you guys.
Love you too. Take
Love
care.
you.
Shout out to Mayor, shout out to Joe Freshgoods, and shout out to Mandii B from the Whoreible Decisions Podcast. Jeff, we back tomorrow?
We are back every day forever.
As always, guys, not for real, for real.
Sure.
We'll see you guys tomorrow.